Sorry. Set me up. Now, I'm not much of a speaker, so this is going to be really short, but I did need to unload a story that I've kept in my heart for 50 years. I haven't been allowed to tell. It was about a ski weekend we had. My father loved to ski. He was an avid skier. He skied from the opening bell to the closing bell and barely broke for lunch. He skied Snowshoe, West Virginia on a fractured leg for an entire afternoon. I mean, he loved to ski, and he decided one year, I'm finally telling this story because I need to get it off my chest because I haven't been able to tell my mother this for 50 years. Because I was sworn to secrecy. One of our trips out west, we enrolled my mother in a ski school because we couldn't teach her how to ski. And my dad and Robin and I decided we'd go to the top of the mountain. Well, in Ohio, you can ski all day and you see the top and you can see the bottom, and there's generally an easy way down. And we were green to blue skiers when we first went out west. We decided to go to Winter Park, and again, we got her enrolled. We went clear to the top, and should have been an indication when we got on the last chair. There was very few people, and we were 10,000 feet up. And my dad just thought he found a gold mine because no one was there. We get to the top, and there's this big sign that says, "There's no easy way down." So at that point, I knew they would find our bodies in the spring. And this is how this was going to end. We had two choices, and this is, give me a minute, I'll bring this around. The two choices were, oh no, and too much. And those are the names of the runs. Those are the only way down. Oh no, and too much. So this came back to my memory over this past year when we would get into situations where we thought, oh no, Lord, this is too much. We ended up finding our way down and spent the rest of the morning mostly sliding on our butts the way down because it was too steep to ski and way too steep to walk. So that was the only way down. But many times over the past year, like I said, we get in these situations where we would cry out to the Lord. And a couple instances. One was we finally got my dad enrolled in hospice, which was an act of God. And we understood that once you're in hospice, you can take a respite care, they call it, where the family gets a break. My mother desperately needed a break. We needed a break, and we thought, oh, this is fantastic. We'll get him enrolled. Next weekend we'll have the whole 4 or 5 days free. So I think it was Monday or Tuesday comes along, and Becky gets a call from the hospice nurse and says, "There's 5 people ahead of you. It's looking kind of doubtful for this weekend." So we're like, oh, great. Oh no, too much. The next day, was it the next day they called? Next day they called, and suddenly we'll be there the next afternoon to pick him up. So I don't like to think about what happened to those 4 people ahead of me. Somehow the door got opened and he got in, and we had a great time off. Getting back home, he actually begins to recover, which isn't supposed to happen. His cognitive ability increased. He could talk in complete sentences. He looked like he was getting so much better. The nurse said, he doesn't qualify anymore for hospice. We're gonna have to take our bed back and the nursing care and the medications and all this is gonna have to be taken back. So we go home and I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be too much, Lord. Next day the nurse shows up to evaluate him to see if he somehow qualifies, and sores had developed on his heels, which we looked at as, well, we failed. We missed these. This is bad. This is really bad. And she said, no, actually this is good. This is going to keep him in hospice, guaranteed till at least mid-September. And we're like, you got to be kidding me. So I say all this to bring this oh no too much door back around, is there's many instances that we have been in our lives, and all you have been in, because most of you are older than me, which is really refreshing. You get into situations where you say, oh no, Lord, this is too much. And I think it's those instances that the Lord really shows up in ways we we could never have imagined. I think of the people in Israel at the Red Sea when they're caught between the Egyptian army and the Red Sea in front of them, no way out. And not one of them, I guarantee, thought, "Oh, what if the sea parts?" No one. That didn't. So anyway, our minds are very limited, but the Lord does show up, and in those instances where you get to the top of a mountain and you're looking down and it looks like there's absolutely no way out, there's always a way out.